the record. With that, okay. So with that, today we are here to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, which is officially tomorrow. But because of how congested tomorrow will be with so many meetings and people going to church, coming back tired, we thought it wise to do ours today. And the International Day of the Girl Child was declared by the United Nations as a day to celebrate the rights of the girl and some of the challenges she faces. So Leap Girl Africa has a group called the A.I.R, Adolescent Initiative for Reform. It's a group for adolescent girls. We train them, we work with them, educate them about their sexual and reproductive health rights and on HIV, and also strengthen their capacity on how to advocate for discriminatory laws. Today we'll be having three very young but brilliant girls on our panel. We have Zubeta, who is 17 years old. We have Tracy, 18 years, and Cynthia, who is 20 years old. Before we dive into the real discussion, we're just going to put up a poll, some few questions. So the poll is going to pop up on the screen. Please just tick the answer that you correspond with. So we have the first question: what is your current mood? Let's just try. How are you feeling at this very moment? Happy, okay, just sad, excited? Please, all participants are called upon to partake in the poll. Just tick whichever corresponds with you. If we are done with that, we'll move to the next. The next question. Okay, the first. We have our results for the first poll, where 50% is happy and the other 50% is just okay. Which one are excited? Okay, that was good. So the second question, we have age group. 50% is 400 adolescents, 15 to 19, and the other 50%, 20 to 25, which means we don't have older people. All right. Thank you all very much for partaking in the poll. We'll be diving into the real of the International Day of the Girl Child, which is her voice, our future. We know that in our society, from what we have been told, women are always supposed to be. Well, when I was in secondary school, my principal would say women are supposed to be seen, not heard. Which means when you're in a place, you should always try to compose yourself, just look for a corner and sit And what's the making noise? So with the theme of this year, the United Nations is trying to tell young girls that they have the right to voice their opinions in whatever domain they find themselves. Should not be afraid to tell the world what you want, to tell the world that you don't like the way you're being treated, and to just be free. Our first panelist today, we have Zubeta Gura. I made mention of the fact that she's 17 years old. She's
Salut, moi c'est Zoubeida Ngoumba. Je suis âgée de 17 ans et je suis coordinatrice de A.I.R. Mes différents projets sont défendre les droits des femmes, les droits des jeunes filles autochtones, donc c'est-à-dire l'accès à l'éducation, mariage forcé et les mutilations génitales féminines. Et les problèmes que les jeunes filles rencontrent sont les violences précoces et la contraction et la le but de aide, c'est d'aider les jeunes filles autochtones, leur éduquer sur leur hygiène sexuelle, sur leurs droits, leur apprendre leurs droits. Mes projets personnels sont de défendre les droits des jeunes filles en général, surtout celles indigènes, donc c'est-à-dire aider celles qui ne peuvent pas aller à l'école, celles qui sont mariées avec la force et celles qui ont eu des mutilations génitaux féminines. A.I.R est là pour aider les jeunes filles. On aide les jeunes filles indigènes qui ont été mariées forcément, qui ont eu des grossesses précoces, des violences sexuelles, des mutilations génitales, qui n'ont pas accès à l'éducation. J'en ai terminé. Merci.
Thank you, Zubeda. Mais on veut aussi savoir comment l'éducation t'a aidé à atteindre certains de tes objectifs. Parce que je sais que ce n'est pas toutes les filles musulmanes qui ont l'opportunité de partir à l'école. Donc toi, comme une jeune fille qui est à l'école, comment est-ce que l'éducation t'a aidé?
L'éducation m'a aidé moralement et mentalement. Donc, quand je dis moralement, c'est-à-dire l'éducation à l'école m'a montré que moi aussi, j'ai des droits, je peux atteindre mes objectifs, mes rêves et mes projets. Donc, quand la jeune fille part à l'école, elle a un grand pourcentage de connaître ses droits, son rôle dans la société et tout ce qui va avec. Donc, l'éducation m'a aidé sur, par exemple, à l'école, on fait le CM, donc Citizenship en anglais, qui nous montre, qui nous éduque sur nos droits, sur nos devoirs. Donc, quand la jeune fille part à l'école, elle a des chances, elle a beaucoup plus de chances que celle qui ne part pas à l'école. Elle peut se défendre si c'est que, par exemple, On force la jeune fille à se marier à un âge mineur. Elle peut se défendre en allant voir le ministère des Affaires sociales pour l'aider. Donc, l'éducation m'a aidé tellement. Et actuellement, je suis en classe de première, je prépare mon probatoire. Sur mon plan éducatif, ça se passe très bien parce que je me concentre tellement sur mes études pour défendre les droits des jeunes filles, surtout celles autochtones ou indigènes. Merci.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I hope our English-speaking participants were able to pick up with the taste. But in a nutshell, what she's trying to make us understand is that education is power, especially for the girl child. So if for any reason or the other you decide not to send your girl child to school, I really don't know the type of future you want for her. Keeping that aside, we'll move on to our next panelist, Cynthia Nam. She's 20 years old and she's a volunteer at Lip Girl Africa. So before, we used to advocate for women to send their children to school, their girl children to school, but we can see that the rate has actually increased in recent times. But there's this problem of school dropout, young girls dropping out of school because of early pregnancies. So I would like Cynthia to tell us what advice can she give her peers, these young girls, about their sexual and reproductive health rights. How can they manage their bodies to be able to reduce teenage pregnancies, abortions, and all the like? So, Cynthia.
My advice girls my age that in order to avoid my advice is that in order to abortion, the best way is to abstain. But for those who cannot abstain or advise if you must take contraceptive before or also advise to go to hospital to meet any doctor so they can tell you um, so they can give you the required contraceptive to use because it's not um, it's not every contraceptive that is advisable for
Okay. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Even though people are complaining about the volume, it was low. But Cynthia was talking about contraceptives, the use of contraceptives, and she made emphasis on the fact that the best way to prevent early pregnancies is abstinence. So I'm throwing an open question to our participants. If anybody has any contribution, because really, this issue is very important. We don't know how to tell these young girls, these very little children, to stop having sex. So what tactics do you think we can use to reduce early pregnancies, abortions? Mute your mic and then just share with us.
So I'll start off by saying, as already said, the best way to avoid early pregnancies is abstinence. But then some people don't get to understand that aside avoiding early pregnancies, there is so much that you take into consideration even before getting into bed to have sex with someone. There is so many things that sex ties you to. I mean, when you have sex with somebody, you're being connected to the person in every other way. You don't know who the person is or or what the person may have done if the person's family is around. So we have to make them understand that sex is not just, I mean, it's not just about you getting pregnant early. You can also contract STIs and STDs. You can get, like, okay, let me get a little spiritual now. If I am connected to a lot of sorcerers and a lot of ritualists and a lot of whatever, and then I get to know somebody, that person automatically is connected to everything I'm connected to. And it's good that we educate them, but we need to tell them that aside getting pregnant, and early pregnancies also start a lot of your life. You may attain your goals, but at a later age, we all may be planning. Okay, some people are planning that, oh, maybe by the age of 25, I'll be all settled down, maybe ready to get married. And then what happens if you start frolicking around, you get pregnant? Maybe in the end you achieve your dreams, but then you don't get to achieve your dreams at the time when you wanted to achieve it. Yeah. And I mean, it's just for us to teach them. I start using contraceptives. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know whether condoms are 100% safe, but the best way is just for us to abstain, and let's teach our younger ones. Let's in fact, the best way to teach the generation behind us to live by example. We cannot be telling people to abstain from sex and we are having sex. It's not normal. So we should abstain, and we should hold the next generation by their hands and correct them and teach them. We should help them. We should not always shout at them, condemn them. We make mistakes. We are all humans. If they make a mistake, you pull them closer to you. Talk to them. Tell them yes. Pat them on the back. Yes, they made a mistake. Pat them on the back and tell them that you can still pick up. You can still. I mean, it's not all that bad. So yeah, that's what I think. It's just for us to lead the generation by example.
Thank you very much, Besem. That was really insightful. And I hope it will go a long way to motivate girls on doing the right things. I'd just like to know if any other person has something to say before we move to the next question. If you have anything to say, you can just unmute your mic and share with us. The boys, nothing for the girls on early pregnancies. You guys are just observing. You know the girls are impregnating themselves, right? Okay. Since the boys are shy, but no problem. I guess they'll come in the other. The next person on the panel, we have Tracy Mai, who is a second year student in the University of SWA doing political science. Okay, my first question to Tracy is, how do you manage your menstrual hygiene, manage your period in a school milieu? Like when you're going to school, how do you keep yourself clean? Just so that other girls can know what to do, how to manage their period.
My name is Yu Tracy. I'll talk about managing my period in school. Firstly, like in my school, menstruating was like a pride for girls. Like when you're menstruating, they consider you as a big girl, and it gives you pride. Yes. So my menses came with let me say my menses came around from 3, and I was very happy, excited, and known I'm considered as a mature and a big girl. But with time, my menses came with a lot of serious menstrual problems, and in the school milieu, it was very difficult for me to integrate, like to cope with the menstrual pains and school. Like, let me see, if my menses starts when I'm in class and it stains me. It's very shameful. I'll be ashamed. People will mock at me, all those type of things. So it makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel not relaxed. And then maybe when we go to the infirmary to ask for pad or help, and nurses would be like, no, why do you not calculate your day before time? Why do you not come to school with your pad? All those type of things. So it was actually very difficult for me to cope with my menses in the school milieu. So due to this, I face a lot of challenges. Like I feel very uncomfortable. People mock at me. And also, we talk about toilets in the school. The toilets in the school are not in fact, they are not clean, always dirty, always messed up. Even water, we don't have water in the toilet, even to wash our hands. Even the sanitation is not the best. So I face a lot of difficulties with these things.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tracy. And I believe she's not the only one going through that. Yeah, because the problem of hygiene and sanitation, especially in schools, good toilets, it's really bad. To see a school that actually has a toilet where a girl can get in and clean herself comfortably, I'm not sure in this Cameroon, maybe in those big private schools. And I'm not done with Tracy. I have another question. You are in the university, especially SWA, we always hear stories about students and lecturers. So I want you to tell me if you have ever been sexually harassed by any of your male lecturers. And if at all, how did you handle the situation?
Thank you for giving me once more this space. Like where I school in SWA, those in the first days of school was really not easy because first of all, French university was really not easy. But with time, I got used to. In SWA, we have something known as a travaux dirigés, that is before exams. Before exams, like let me say some kind of tutorials that we have before exams, and it counts a lot because it gives us marks, at our marks. So one of our professors there that was leading us in that tutorials, one day after our tutorials, called for me outside. He said, I'm a very nice girl. He wants to have my number, all those type of things. Then me knowing that it's my professor, out of fear, I said, no, let me give my number. It should not be something that I will not give and then at the end, my marks or something. So I gave him my number. With time, he's always texting Tracy, comment ça va, because francophone, always asking how I'm doing. Fine, I'm fine. Then some of my friends, like after the tutorials, when I went back home, my friends were like, Tracy, thank God I gave you a number. If it's not give you a number, you will never see your marks in school, all type of things, like I'll not be promoted, my marks will not come out, my name will not even show on the board. So it actually kept fright inside me. I was so scared. So I decided that, okay, I'll just be moving alongside the teacher just to see what he wants. So he was talking, texting me. At one point, I was no longer giving him. So at one point, he said, if I don't reply him, if I don't talk, he's not going to give my marks. He will make sure that my life in SWA is miserable. So it was really hard for me. I did not even know what to do. I stopped attending my tutorials. I couldn't even to report was actually more than me. So I just disappeared completely. Like I just got lost and that was it. So since that day, nothing happened.
Wow. It means the stories we've been hearing are not just stories. It's really bad to think that a girl who struggle to get into school and still have to struggle with teachers in school to remain in that school. It's really bad. And I know Tracy is not the only person. I don't know if any of us here have ever had such experiences with our teachers and would like to share it. Anybody who has been sexually harassed, who had to go to level 450 because a lecturer was asking for a number and she refused to give, or anybody who had to suffer just because she's pretty, just because she's a girl. Nobody. All right. Um, so what I can say about the issue of sexual harassment is that as a young girl, we are trying to make girls to speak up. Speak up. Whatever they do to you, don't keep it to yourself. Speak up. There are people out there who can help you. We are an organization, Live Girl Africa. You can always come to us. If you think you have to end school because of a lecturer, yeah, he should be the one to end his profession because of attempting, of even thinking to have your number. Because most of the times, these lecturers are even 40 years older than the students. It's really, from the one, I don't know the prayer I'll pray for the teacher. Seriously. So, since people don't want to talk, I don't know why, because people are not excited, or especially the men. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I have another set of questions for our panel, Adolescent Initiative for Reform, and they have a very great task ahead of them. So I would like to start with okay, Zubeta already mentioned some of her plans for the air, but I would still like her to tell us some of the challenges she thinks she will face in reaching these plans and how she intends to overcome them. Well, that's too much French for me to translate, but I'll try. Zubeta, on veut savoir tes projets pour R. Et on comprend aussi qu'il y a les obstacles. Comment est-ce que tu peux confronter ce qu'on dit, ces obstacles pour atteindre tes objectifs? Speak up.
Ok. Mes projets pour aide sont, je vais tout d'abord commencer à citer mes projets pour aide. Mes projets pour aide, j'ai dit ça au tout début quand je parlais. Mes projets pour aide, c'est de défendre les droits de la jeune fille indigène. Parce que la jeune fille indigène est tellement marginalisée, on se demande si est-ce que nous sommes au XXIe siècle. C'est là. La jeune fille indigène est tellement marginalisée. Et ce n'est pas dans toutes les régions. Je me pose vraiment cette question. Pourquoi dans d'autres régions, ces jeunes filles sont marginalisées, or ailleurs, ce n'est pas le cas? Je vais prendre l'exemple dans ma région. Je suis de la région de l'Adamawa. En fait, on va dire du Nord Cameroun. Au Nord Cameroun, la jeune fille est tellement marginalisée que toi, la jeune fille, tu n'as pas le droit à aller à l'école, tu n'as pas le droit de parler dans la liberté d'expression. Bon, mes projets pour être sont défendre tout d'abord le droit de la jeune fille indigène en général, mais surtout celle de la région septentrionale du Cameroun. Mon deuxième projet est d'éradiquer les mariages forcés, de pousser les parents à amener leurs filles à l'école pour qu'elles puissent aussi être cultivées, éduquées. connaître leur éducation sexuelle, leurs droits et comment compter leur construire, l'hygiène sexuelle, etc. Mon troisième projet, éradiquer le mariage forcé. Montrer à la jeune fille que ce n'est pas seulement le mariage qui va lui faire un futur, que même l'école aussi peut faire la même chose. Et mon troisième projet, éradiquer les mutilations génitaux féminines. Au Cameroun, on a constaté que 80% de filles dans le septentrional a ces problèmes-là. L'accès à l'éducation, les mutilations génitaux et le mariage forcé. Le mariage forcé subit toujours dans la région septentrionale du pays, dans le Cameroun. Bon, nos projets, c'est d'éradiquer tout cela, tous ces fléaux qu'on fait aux jeunes filles, de les aider, de leur apprendre leurs droits, leur éduquer et leur montrer que elles ont aussi des projets, un futur, un bon futur, qu'elles peuvent aussi atteindre leur but comme d'autres filles. Merci.
Thank you very much, Zubeda, and that is a lot. I hope with the leadership of Live Girl Africa and with other support from other young girls, you'll be able to attain your objectives. Cynthia, we would like you to share with us how you have been using your voice as a volunteer, how you have been using your voice to promote the rights of the girl child, and also how you intend to assist the air, because of course they cannot do it without us. How you intend to assist the air to achieve its objective, which is to train young girls and increase their capacity to fight for bias laws, discriminatory laws on sexual and reproductive health rights, and HIV and AIDS. So just tell us.
My target today is just to this other things about other things. We all know that as girls, when you menstruate and you are when your menstruation starts and you're in stop stop someone like me, I would like to share my experience. One day I was in class and I I don't know that it was like they're going to come on that day. So as I was sitting, we were discussing with friends and she said something funny. I wanted to laugh. I realized that something I realized I said wait. So so I decided to go to the toilet and check. So and then before that I went back to class. I said okay, we already telling us and wait for just like I went and sat back. Then I wanted to stand. When I stood up now to go home, one of my friends just that day I felt like crying. I even cried. I felt like disappearing. I don't know how I could then get over. died and went back. Even to pay tax for them, more than people had to trek in order not to pay the and about the sexual abuse. Okay, but but adolescent girls will not be because there are some girls when you want to approach them like talk to sensitize them about some things, like sensitize them about some and talk to them about their health, some of the can and other not all in unwanted pregnancy. So like actually more exposure and connect. But truly I I will still continue the work even though there are some
Mhm. Thank you very much, Cynthia, and that was really a great story. Besem, you raised your hand. I don't know.
Actually, sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to say there's somebody who has been waiting to be admitted to the meeting.
I can't get you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Okay, somebody
Yeah,
has been
to join
waiting
the
to
meeting.
join the meeting. Okay, wait, I'm very sorry. I'll rectify that now.
Okay, so I just want to say something very briefly. When Zubeda was talking, she mentioned something about we being able to help those who are into forced marriages and all the like. But then I forgot to mention that the education doesn't start from the children. The education starts with the parents.
Okay.
If the parents go to school or not give out their children early in marriage, then they will understand the implications of what they are doing. But since they do not know what they are doing, it's something that is very normal to them. So, in line with educating our girl children and even our boys, we should try to be able to reach out to the parents. Because if my mom knows, for example, if my mom knows that if she sends me out in the night, I'll get hurt. I don't think she'll want to send me out in the night. Yeah, but if she knows that, oh, I mean, it's just normal. Everybody does it. Wow, even at 1 a.m., she can wake me up from bed, say, Bessem, go to the store, go and get me some stuff. I mean, so we have to start by educating the parents before educating the children. That's a very important point I forgot to mention.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And let's admit that some parents are not really going to find it funny looking at you telling them what to do when it concerns their children. But we should know that there are also tactics in advocacy. Every public has a different approach. The way you approach a Muslim woman is not the same way. Okay, Kembi, you have something to say. You can just unmute your mic and share with us. Your hand is raised. Um,
Good afternoon to everybody.
okay, good afternoon.
Uh, I want, please, I want to ask a question to Zubeda. Even though I did not really understand what she said in French because I don't really understand French very well. I picked something from there. What I
Okay.
wanted to ask was, in her region, from what I've been heard about the region, young people are forced into those kind of marriages. But can they, how can I put it? Can they fight as it no as it's like they are not ready? I don't know if she's really trying to get what I was like. Can they not
Mm.
fight? Why did they just get
Zubeta,
it?
They have a question for you. Ils veulent savoir pourquoi les jeunes filles ne peuvent pas bagarrer pour mettre fin au mariage. C'est mariage forcé. Oui, mariage forcé. Ils ne comprennent pas pourquoi les gens parlent seulement, on ne peut pas bagarrer. Ils disent non, on ne veut pas. Donc, tu peux.
Ok. C'est d'abord dans la région septentrionale du pays, comme j'ai dit au début, la femme en général, pas seulement la jeune fille, n'a pas le droit de parler. Elle doit être soumise parce que quand tu parles, tu vas devenir l'ennemi de tout le monde. C'est ce qu'elles ont dans la tête. Je vais prendre l'exemple sur moi. Je pars pas loin dans ma famille. J'ai des cousins qu'elles me voient faire ce que je suis en train de faire là, défendre les droits de jeunes filles, interdire le mariage précoce, mutilation génitale et consorts. Ils me lancent des paroles qui font vraiment mal. En disant, je ne respecte pas l'homme. En me disant, je ne connais pas la valeur et mes valeurs et mes cultures. Les jeunes filles ne peuvent pas se révolter parce que de un, elles ne partent pas à l'école. De deux, elles ne connaissent pas leurs droits. Et de trois, elles sont renfermées. Par exemple, si moi je m'approche d'une fille et que j'aborde un sujet, par exemple, sur la sexualité, elle ne va pas parler, elle va rester tranquille, elle va me dire, je ne veux pas en parler, c'est interdit. Le problème majeur, c'est quoi? La jeune fille dans le septentrion n'est pas éduquée. Elle est seulement à la maison et on met des choses dans la tête du genre, quand tu vas avoir tel âge, tu vas partir en mariage. Quand tu vas avoir tes premières règles, tu vas partir en mariage. C'est tout ce qu'elle a dans la tête. Le reste, elle ne connaît rien. Voici le problème majeur. Elle ne peut pas se lever et dire non, je pars. Je dis non, mariage, c'est non, mutilation génitale, non à ceci ou cela. Parce que leurs parents ont déjà infligé ça dans leur tête. Donc, elles ne peuvent pas. Maintenant, pour aider ces jeunes filles-là, il faut d'abord les éduquer. Pousser d'abord leurs parents à leur amener à l'école. De un. Ensuite, quand ils sont à l'école, ça serait pas très difficile d'aborder ces jeunes filles-là pour leur éduquer et leur montrer que le mariage précoce, ce n'est pas bien pour elles. Les mutilations génitales, ce n'est pas bien. Leurs droits qu'on bafouille, elles doivent se défendre. Voici le problème majeur, c'est ça. La jeune fille dans le septentrional ne connaît pas ses droits, elle n'est pas éduquée. C'est pour ça qu'elle ne peut pas se révolter et dire non au mariage forcé. J'en ai terminé, merci.
Okay. Mr. Kemby Charles, did that answer your question? Are you okay, or do you need more clarification on that?
What I really need is translation because I did not really understand what she said in French.
Oh, okay. In essence, what she's trying to say is that these women, we call them indigenous women, Muslim women, they cannot fight to put an end to early marriage because they don't even know that it's wrong. It's a culture that they grew up in. They know that at the age of 12, you're supposed to be in your husband's house. If you are not in your husband's house, you have failed in life. So according to them, it's not a bad thing. So what she's saying is we have to educate these girls first to tell them that these early marriages is not what they are supposed to be doing. So the girls have not reached the stage where they can take up the cause by themselves. They still need people to guide them, to tell them that this is your right and this is being violated. I don't know if with that is that okay, or if any other person has a contribution on the question, you can. I'm seeing a hand up. Mr. Charles, are you clarified on that?
Yes, thank you. I'm clarified about that now.
All right. Thank you very much for participating. Muriel, you have a hand raised. Okay. Thank you very much, Muriel. I don't know if people followed up. It seems like the network was breaking. Yeah, like the network was breaking. But Muriel was talking about attacking policymakers, lawmakers. They are the first people who are supposed to redress the laws they have drafted on paper and to follow up implementation. So, and she also said when these young girls go to school, get married at an early age, most at times the husbands just send them into baby making machines. They don't continue their education, and that's the problem. A girl has a right to dream and to live her dream to its fullest. So thank you, Muriel, for that contribution. We'll move on to Tracy. She has started to us her projects for the air, the challenges she has encountered so far, because the air is something they have been working on already, and how she hopes to overcome them and bring her objectives to a reality, turn her objectives.
My program for the air, firstly, is to reach out to young girls, adolescent women, and to reach out to those living to the handicapped, that's those with disabilities, to reach out to HIV/AIDS patients who feel bad, who feel uncomfortable, who feel like they've been pushed behind, like they're not part of the society, to stop violence in all its forms, gender-based violence, sexual violence, emotional violence in all its forms. Also to stop the way, or to eliminate early marriages and forced marriages, and to empower women and put an end, like try to curb the spread of gender inequality. And I wish all these goals, these aims, these my targets be achieved through the policy making, like let the policy, let rules, let policies be put in place against all this against all violence, early marriages, gender inequality. Like let rules, let policies be put in place so that in case any of these things are respected, they're going to be sanctioned, not only at maybe school level, but even at the level of the state, at the government. Thank you.
Thank you to Tracy. Thank you very much. Back to the floor. I just want to emphasize on the fact that these girls are really young, and it's nice to see young girls who have a very good vision for their fellow girls, because it's really rare. We have to admit it, it's really rare. So what advice can we give these girls? A girl, somebody like Zubeta is just 17 years old, but she wants to be a diplomat. Her intention is to preach at the United Nations Summit, whatever conventions they are signing. Let her be there to say, look at the needs of my fellow girls, of my fellow Muslim girls. She wants to partake in those decision making. Because if we, the women, are not there, what do they know we really want? We have to be there to tell them, no, the law should be like this. It will favor women more. But if they are not there, they will just end up giving us what they think is best for us, which might not be best for us. So what advice can we give these girls that will boost their self-esteem? Obviously, be some discouragement. Family members who are looking at her with, one eye, because she's already going against the Muslim tradition to support gender equality, and they consider that she's disrespecting men. So if we have a word or two for them, if you have anything to say, you can just mute your mic, or mute rather, and share with them. Yes.
Girls, dream big. Keep dreaming big. Have big dreams as well. Have big dreams. Yeah, I don't like politics, but if for anything I'm getting into politics, it's because of the girl child. Because, as earlier said, it is from there that it starts. It doesn't start from, no matter how much we educate the girl children, it starts from the lawmaking, not only of the world. Yeah, we are struggling to fight for gender equality, but the truth about it is, we can never be equal to men. No matter how hard we try, we cannot be equal. But then we need rights that protect us. Just as said, the men everywhere in the UK is just men, men, men. Men think we want money, but we don't want money. What do we do with money if we cannot use the money to make us happy? You see, men think we want money, but we don't want money. We just want to be free to make our choices. The girl child needs the voice. Contributing to what Zubeta said about the girls not fighting back is because they don't have a voice. If they had one person that they could run to anytime they are being forced into marriage, and then this person speaks for them, but there is no voice. So girls, keep dreaming big. People will discourage you. So many people, they will talk. Yeah, people will discourage you. In fact, people don't need to discourage you. You will get discouraged you yourself, you think about it like, this is so much big book that I'm studying. In fact, not only the book, at some point as a student, you'll be poor. My God, you'll be broke as dead. You'll be broke. But then you just feel like this is, this is a cause that I can't be fighting for. Who fought for me? Nobody fought for me. So why should I fight for others? You will get discouraged, but dream big. Keep dreaming big. Yeah. All those who got there dreamed big. So keep up. Don't relent.
Wow. Thank you very much. I hope everybody got that. Keep discourage you. You might discourage yourself as to destroy whatever your bike can create, but you have to fight it. So thank you very much, Madam Besem, for your contribution. And I'm sure these girls will not forget the advice you have given them. We have a last poll we are supposed to do, which is country of origin, I think. So yeah, that's it. Is the poll ready? So I think that has been answered already. Please, everybody should answer. Everybody should answer the poll on your screen. Rate in the conference. How was it? In your opinion. Okay. So yeah. Where is the result? Mine has appeared. Okay. The first question we have: how was the conference? 95% said very good, and 1% said excellent. Okay. We understand that. What am I saying? 75% said very good and 25% said excellent. Okay. Which means it was neither good, poor, nor very poor. That's encouraging. Thank you very much. Did this session meet your expectations? 75% said yes, and 25% said no. And I hope the person who said no can tell us what he or she wished would have been discussing about, or what is it that you expected. If that's not a violation to your privacy for the poll, so that next time you can do better. What was your expectation which was not met? So the person who said no. Okay. If not, we move to the third question. Do you wish to join the Adolescent Initiative for Reform? Okay. Yeah, 75% said yes, and 25% said we think about it. Um, Please, if you intend to join the Adolescent Initiative for Reform, connect to our social media handles. It's LibGirl Africa on all platforms, from Instagram. Okay, you can check the Adolescent Initiative for Reform on Facebook. And also you can follow LibGirl Africa on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even on YouTube. And we are excited to inform you guys that we have a 4 days training workshop that will be coming on very, very soon. 2 days online and 2 days on site. It's going to be for adolescent girls and young women to train them on sexual and reproductive health rights and HIV, discriminatory laws, and biases. So that's basically it. I don't know if anybody has some last words, maybe thank yous or anything before we end the session, which I was very honored to be part of. So before we sign out, does anybody have anything to say? Yeah, yeah. Please, you can just unmute your mic. Mr. Kemby. Am I pronouncing the name correctly? Mr. Kemby.
Yes, you're pronouncing correctly.
Okay.
Good afternoon to everybody once more.
Good
I was not
afternoon.
expecting this kind of thing. Seriously, I was not expecting this kind of thing. What you are doing here is really, really, really nice. I would just want to encourage everybody. Everybody's involved. People should just continue with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope it
Miss
goes a
Tracy,
long way
thank
to
Tracy. She
encourage.
convinced me to join the meeting.
All right. I'll tell her she has heard, I'm sure. No, she hasn't. I'll tell her thank you very much. That her convincing worked. And we hope to see you in our next meetings, which will, of course, be better than the previous ones. Mm.
Thank you all for joining. This was really an amazing session. I have to applaud the adolescent girls for this amazing work that they were able to put out. To imagine that they are just under 20 is something to really appreciate and encourage. And to remind you all, this is an adolescent-led group, which everything that they are doing is for adolescent girls and with adolescent girls. So we encourage you all to raise your voices. This is the International Day of the Girl Child. It shows that we are not to be silent. We should keep on raising our voices. We should keep on speaking up at everything that does not support us. We deserve an equal future. Thank you very much for joining. We'll follow up with an email and hope to see you next time. Bye.